Okay, here's the problem. So I got these the other day, right? So we got, this is a 10-inch and 12-inch, right? They're same steel, same design. But I asked the guy to make the holes square because I did not see this when I was buying. So this has to go through here, and of course it's round. And if you measure it, it's, you know, I don't know, just a couple of millimeters wider. This the hook, you know, this one. And so this is special steel, right? AR 500, half an inch thick. So the guy that made me these, he's 200 kilometers or 120 miles away. And today it's completely nuts. It's minus 33 Celsius. At least it was in the morning. That's why I'm wearing a hat. And usually I don't wear this in my home, but it's cold, you know. And so I don't have a car right now, right? So, and again, it's like 4 hours back and forth, because, you know, how did he make a hole like this in such thick steel? So he must have some super special equipment, right? And so I started searching for machine shops, or they call them here steel fabricators. Steel fabricator Calgary. And found a couple of places. Called one, the phone is busy. Called the other one, I see the Google review mark says 5 like the highest. So usually, you know, I trust these ratings because actually I'm a local Google guide myself. Try to be fair, you know. If I like something, I say I like it. If I don't like something, you know, when I go like to a dinner or something, right? And so somebody left them quite a few very nice reviews. So call this guy, somebody picks up the phone, and I can tell from the way this guy talks, he's the owner. And they make, you know, all kinds of metal, you know, products like, you know, staircases, I don't know, you know, whatever you want them to make, right? And so I explained to him the situation. I said, are you familiar with this steel AR 500? I said, do you have any drill presses or any drill machines? And he says he cannot drill through this. He says it'll just break. But so I thought, you know, like, man, so how do I do that? It looked, you know, fairly simple, right? You have a square hole. I want to make it round and add a couple of millimeters to the diameter, right? But for somebody who knows this stuff, it's not that easy. But this guy says, hey, I cannot use a drill machine, but he says I can use a laser torch, or like plasma torch. I'm like, how are you gonna make it around with a plasma torch? But he says, I know I can do it. Can you come now? And I asked him, I said, shall I wait for Monday? Because usually, you know, today's Friday. Usually these guys are busy, right? He says, no, come right now. Okay, so now I'm calling an Uber, and he's like 20 kilometers away from me. Even though on the map it seems close, he's like the closest machine shop I could find, but it's still 20 kilometers. But it's all business expense, right? Because I'm using this for my YouTube activities. And so Uber to and from is a business expense. At a machine shop, I got lucky. I found this gentleman over here. Man, good to be back home. So cold outside, man. Still, I think it's like minus 29. So let me show you what I accomplished. So the guy was very good, and I only showed you one operation he did, but he actually used 3 tools to do this. So first, what you saw is he used like a plasma cutter, right? Like a welder. And then he took a grinder. You can see here. He took a grinder and he grounded this side and that side, because of course there was pieces of metal over here, right? And then he took another tool, something pneumatic, like a drill, you know, something was spinning, and he, like a file, and he put it in, and he made the hole, you know, got rid of all the sharp pieces that were inside there. So, and he offered me to paint it. I said, don't worry about it. I already called the Uber, and the Uber was coming. I said, I'll paint it. I just have to get some white paint. And of course, before he did this, he measured the hole, and he measured this. I said, yeah, that's the whole plan, so this can go in. And also I asked him, could you please don't go closer there, like keep the distance. And so he said, yeah, you're gonna keep the meat like here so that it stays strong, right? And so I made sure I double checked, and you see this hook goes right in. So it's gonna be sitting like this, and because it's actually pretty good, because the hole is bigger, so there'll be a lot of movement here, you know. And so this one is good. So that's the 10-inch, and this is the 12-inch. See, there'll be a lot of movement, and that's what I want, right? I just hope that this will be strong enough, because this can support, when it's assembled, it can support maximum 17 pounds. And I think the guy who made me these, he said this big one was 16 pounds. So it feels a bit heavy, but it's a pretty strong hook. And the small one, I think he said, was 11 pounds. So pretty good. So this was a total success. All expenses are business expenses, because I declare my YouTube income, right? So Uber, and yeah, he asked me for 25 bucks Canadian, but he was such a nice guy, I gave him 50. I said, keep the change. Oh, and the cool thing is that, because I noticed that, you know, he's a fabricator, right? He has a machine shop, and I see that not just small things, but I see that he had some big pipes in there, you know, like sections of steel. And I had some business cards on me, you know, and I said, hey, I see that you have some big stuff in here. You ever need like a flatbed or step deck truck, you know, or a dry van or something like that? I said, I work as a freight agent. Here's my card, you know. I said, I'll be happy to help. And he says, hey, actually, I'm buying some steel from China, because he says, here it's just ridiculous, and you have to buy like a container, right? And he says, I said, hey, I deal with the US, Canada. I said, just get it to a port, and I can arrange transportation from the port. And he says, yeah, it'll come by ship to Vancouver. That's the nearest port here, Vancouver Port in BC. And I said, yeah, just give me a call, and I'll get a flatbed or step deck. He says it's going to be actually not a 20-footer, but it's going to be like a 40-footer container. So for now, he's still in talks with the company where he can get it, but he just, you know, he needs metal, right? And expensive metal eats into his profits. But very nice guy. Found him on Google. Gonna leave him a good review. So mission accomplished. This was a good day.